with a baby right now. You're sitting there watching Cityline. You're thinking, okay, this is a good activity for the next 5 minutes. Then what? We have some ideas for you. It's Nanny Robina, everyone. And we're going to talk a little bit about sensory development. Now, I think it's great if you can plan an activity for you and your baby that's actually going to help them learn something or get to a developmental milestone. Yeah. But it's also just something to do with the baby because they don't do much.
They don't do much, you know, when they're very little like this. But the idea of sensory is to really introduce them to activities that they use with their senses, okay? Right. That we're going to stimulate their senses with, if you like.
Yeah.
And you're right, because it does get a little bit boring for the first year, let's face it.
They're on a little rotation, like, okay, now we're in the jumpy thing. Now let's go over here to the mat. Now
you end up way more exhausted and tired than the baby does.
Absolutely.
But at least this way, what you're going to do is, you know, so studies were shown, I was just reading an article about how a baby, before it's actually born, actually can distinguish mom's voice. So a baby, while it's in the womb, is already tuning into the senses, right? Can already hear. So when the baby enters the world, already knows and can distinguish mom's voice.
Right.
So it's very, very early. They're actually starting to learn from the senses, right? So here's one. This is a little homemade device. Now, moms, you have to know when you do make these devices at home, obviously, you know, they don't come with a safety certificate. Stay with your babies and be very careful. Right. But a Ziploc bag. Now, I used a freezer Ziploc bag because it's thicker and I've taped all the corners. And we've got some blue gel in there and some toys. Now, our baby here is 4.5 months. So really, she's loving the soft toys and a little bit of noise. But once she starts to grow, we want to introduce her to some new things, you know. So if we was to put this on the floor and maybe at tummy time, she was laying down on her tummy and gravitating towards that, she's going to be fascinated by the colors.
Right.
So she's tuning into her sight. Then she's going to start using her little pinchers to try and get there. So she's also using her fine motor skills.
Right, so it's nice and soft, it's tactile, she's feeling it, she's looking at the colors. These are, by the way, we've got them in 3 categories now. So 3 to 6 months, we've got 8 to 12 months.
That's right.
And then
we're going up to the
24
That's right.
months.
So we have a bottle here, and we can see this little guy here is having a blast, and all it is a plastic bottle with chickpeas in, but he's loving the sound.
Yeah, it's fun.
You know what? And he's using his motor skills.
Yeah.
Most of these things you've got in the home, basket of balls, different textures that they can feel, that they can explore. And again, it's just bringing out the scientific in them. Yeah, let's watch he doesn't grow.
I actually want to play with that too.
Yeah.
So what did you put in here?
This is actually just a baby soap that we foamed on up, and inside there's a couple of instruments in there. So the idea is that he would start to explore and look for the instruments that are inside.
That is so cool. Okay, courtesy of Cityline, you can keep this.
You can keep that one, buddy.
That's a little gift from the show, so you enjoy that. He loves it. So cute. Okay, now let's move into this age range now. We've got 8 to 12 months. They are loving this.
Look at this. You see? We just got to make sure he doesn't feed the other one, the pasta there. Oh, here he goes. Okay, so this is just dry pasta. I coloured it up with some food colouring, and some of it actually, Tracy, if you pick that green one up there, I actually did with Kool-Aid. So what the children are learning here, all about noise, and what we can do, hey mister, it's coming back, is we can encourage them to put like pasta through the tube. Again, he's using his skills.
Right.
He's
into it.
There you go. Look. Oh, I'll do that, Mum. Look at that. Fabulous. He's got his back to the camera, but he's actually putting the pasta in the tube out there.
That is perfect.
Yeah, and this one, because I did it in Kool-Aid, take a waff. See?
Okay, obviously they're going to be putting these things in their mouth, and at this age you have to sort of watch them, so make sure it's edible.
Absolutely,
what you put
everything
on them.
here you really do have to make sure that, you know, you've got to give them 100% supervision. Yeah,
right.
It doesn't come with a safety certificate when you are making these at home, and you shouldn't leave your children alone with them.
Yeah.
But you know, you could smell that. So
that
what happens then is, as you introduce the children into these new these new activities, into their senses, they start to pick up those words and they associate them, and they are learning constantly.
Right.
So I think parents are actually sometimes confused with what they are learning.
Right.
You know what I mean? And how are they learning through sensory?
What's your son's name?
Landon.
Okay, Landon is clearly a genius.
See, you do it once?
I don't know how many pasta pieces he's put in that tube, but if I was the mom, I'd be getting a Harvard applications out. Look at him. He's like a pro.
Look at it. He is. He's doing a fabulous job.
And this is a great activity because, quite frankly, what have you got? You have a toilet paper roll or a paper towel roll.
Yep.
You've got pasta you already have in the pantry. You have a bucket you can have anywhere in the house. This is low
And
budget.
he's just having, absolutely.
He's loving it.
He's having
It's
a blast.
amazing.
Another little thing which is suitable for many of these age groups here is we have a little rattle in here, which, you know, baby is going to learn from noise, again, one of the senses. However, if you put it in a box, it becomes something else because now she's going... One of the children, we hope, are going to try and explore the box and actually try and take it out of the box there, right? So again, they're tuning into their, oh, here he comes. I'm going to, oh, I like the sound of that. I'm going to get that box.
Give me my box.
Give me that box.
Of music. I want it.
Oh my God, you're so cute. Here, have it. She's kicked it over to you.
This is a good 10 minutes of fun.
Absolutely. You see, now look, he's going to try and get that out of there. Like, okay, this box, this is a tissue box, but what's inside here?
This is awesome.
So,
let's move on
scientific
to this
exploring.
age now.
Water. Babies of all ages love water. Look, Grandma's probably going to get soaked very, very soon.
She's okay.
So
That's what grandmas are for.
You're okay.
Yeah.
So again, the children are learning about pouring through the funnel. I see what Mateo's done. He's picked up all the marshmallows and he's put them in the bucket. That's so cute. So
that's part of it too.
That's part of it. Look, see, she's squishing them. So she's learning about how soft it is. So what you want to do is start using those words. Feel how soft it is. Squeeze it together. You're then educating them on them words. This is, at my office, my shredder. This is all my bills. And you know what? We hide things in here. And again, you get the kids to search and you talk about what's in there. What, you know, there's something soft, there's something hard.
Yeah.
And you start teaching the children about those different textures. And in no time at all, they pick up the words and they know how to associate those textures and words together with the items that they're using. So they're constantly learning from day one.
Yeah. Throw some chocolate bars in there and I'm game. I will find them within milliseconds, I promise you. All really good activities. Thank you for that, Robina. Cityline and Children's Advil ran a contest to find the craftiest mom. So take a look at our winner, Elise, and her mess-free finger painting.
This is my toddler Claire, and I found this great arts and crafts project that you can do at home at any time of the year. Super simple. All you need is a freezer bag, painter's tape, a few paint colors, a piece of paper, maybe a few popsicle sticks, and some glitter. So all you do is you put your piece of paper in the plastic bag, add your blobs of paint. We're going to use blue paint, yellow paint, and some red paint. We'll add a little bit of sparkle, because it's always fun to have some glitter. Then you seal the bag shut and using the painter's tape, tape the bag down to a surface. Now here's the best part. Claire, use your hands to have some fun and mix that paint up. Because it's in a plastic bag, it saves you from having the mess all over their hands, the table, the walls, the floors, and their clothes. So once it's dry, you can put it on the fridge or a really pretty picture frame.